What's a psych trick you love to use? Under-promising and over-delivering at work. I also work at a mental hospital and it works with the people I work with. God, I'm so bad at this. Either I under-promise and then hype them up with hints because I did it right, or I under-promise and under-deliver on that promise because things went crazy at the last minute. Oh look, I have a clone. Guy calls for 2 pizzas and I tell him we can only make him 1. He says why? Okay, fine. I'll take it. I show up 30 minutes later and give him 10 pizzas. I don't understand why he's upset, but I tell him he's taking all 10. He wants to talk to my manager. The joke's on him, it was a wrong number and I work in a chicken yard. The pizza boxes are full of hay and feathers. He realizes this and by the time he looks up I'm already halfway down the driveway. Dwight Schrute, is that you? Sometimes staying silent in a negotiation works in your favor. Silence often feels uncomfortable, so the other party will offer up something by filling the quiet space with words. I used it once to negotiate something with my boss. I stated my case. He hummed for a bit to himself. I remained silent and he relented. Had I filled that silence with more words, it could have given him time to think of a way to say no. My dad always used to say the next one who talks loses. I'm declining to speak first. Once in 6th grade, my friend who broke his leg wanted a wheelchair, so we went to the nurse's office to get one, but he didn't need it, so she didn't want to give us one. We stand there in silence staring at her for what felt like minutes, and she just gives us a wheelchair, which of course we effed around with in the halls. I've noticed that people will let me do kind things for them if they think I'm doing it for selfish reasons. No, let me cook for you. I need to practice making this dish. When asking a stranger for help, just cut right to the chase with your question/request, then exchange some pleasantries after. What people tend to do usually is hi, how are you doing, I'm so and so, hey can I ask you for? It makes the introduction seem less genuine, like it was only to ease your way into something you want/need. Switching the order makes you come across more honest, and then shows you're actually interested in getting to know them or talking to them past whatever favor they're doing for you. Whenever someone is showing you around or demonstrating something to you, open your mouth ever so slightly. Doesn't have to be much, barely a centimeter is enough. It makes you look intrigued and fascinated by whatever it is you're been shown. Bill Clinton is an absolute master at this. I guess my resting face is one of fascination. Listening to someone without giving advice or pushing for more information typically nets me more information than being pushy for it. I'm just naturally a shy and quiet person, but still a decent listener, and I frequently end up doing this unintentionally and subconsciously. I generally only provide a minimum of input in a conversation because I'm too shy to say more, but I do always keep attentively listening. And somehow, that indeed seemed to cause people to say more than they originally intended to say. That's called therapeutic communication in the mental health field. You never give your input or talk about yourself. You concentrate on how someone is feeling. Utilize the shared silence, let them fill it, not you. Avoid who, what, why, where, and how. I tell my toddler that I really want to eat her dinner myself. This is broccoli. It's only for adults and big kids. You are too little. I never got the hate on broccoli. That crap's awesome. Tastes amazing. Is it just because it's green? You're neglecting the fact that some people have parents who are absolutely terrible at cooking anything that can ruin a lot of foods for a kid. I used to cut my dinner up into kid-friendly bits, tell the toddler I'm going to get a drink, watch my food please, and then come back to toddler makiki pants eating my food. Mission accomplished. I statements rather than you statements. People generally feel on the offensive when you put something on them, especially when there's an issue. For example, you did this wrong, can you try it again a different way? Putting the blame on them makes them feel like you're accusing them. Consider, I'm not sure if this is right, can we try this again a different way? Lacks the assumed accusation and shows that you're in it together, not just criticizing them and then leaving. I try to implement it even when it's not a problem statement. Instead of let me know if you need help with anything else, I usually say let me know if there's anything else I can do to help. Symbolically takes the burden off of. I always smile when I see/approach/get approached by anyone, so they immediately think I'm happy to see them. Makes me a lot of friends and helps conversations start better too. I always smile when meeting new people, because I noticed I got more comfortable when meeting someone new if they were smiling. If a customer is angry, just let them talk until they finish. Don't interrupt, but do occasionally say things like okay and I understand, so they know you are listening. Make notes, and then once they're finished, summarize what they said. Most angry customers just want an affirmation that you actually paid attention to the reasons they were pissed off. Once they get that off their chest, they're much more willing to work with you to resolve whatever issue they're having. If we have a follow-up call, I'll usually ask again about the things they were upset about on the previous call, and they're usually pleasantly surprised to know I actually remembered. I really like asking people the time right after they have checked it. Most of them will check again. Interestingly, I heard it's because they're checking what time it isn't. So they don't retain what time it is, just that it isn't X time. When I'm having a deep/intense conversation with someone, and they're divulging things to me, I make sure my face doesn't react and just listen. I ask questions based on the information, many of them leading questions, and let them come to their own conclusions as to what to do about the situation. I also refrain from providing judgment about someone that person is talking about. At least until the story is over. My friends tell me I'm a great listener, and that makes me happy that they feel they can come to me and not be judged, schooled, scolded, etc. I refer to whoever I'm with by wacky nicknames that get progressively wackier over time. If a customer is angry, I just agree WTH them until they calm down. I'm really angry that delivery times are more than a week. Oh, that's a long time. I would be angry too. This is now my most upvoted comment, twice as many upvotes as my second most upvoted comment, which was 4 years ago. This morning I woke up to 70 new inbox posts, and that's the most I've ever had. I think the most I had before that was about 14 at one time. Thank you guys, you rock. Yup, you can de-escalate a lot of situations if you just acknowledge that the other person's emotions are valid. Won't totally fix everything, but it works way better than telling them to calm down or that there's no reason to get so mad. That's just going to piss them off worse and make them dig their heels in. Edit for clarity, I wasn't just talking about customer service. I meant that in general, acknowledging someone's emotions and experience as valid can help prevent a conflict from getting worse. I once had a customer service interview with Blue Cross/Blue Shield, where one of their questions was, what words or phrases do you use to reassure a customer? And I failed that interview, because my answer was I don't. I just have a conversation with them. Then I went to work for Comcast. While my sociopathic supervisor did not approve this answer when he asked me to share secrets of my success with our team, I ended up getting a lot of mileage out of wow, that sucks. Because there is indeed a lot of corporate bullcrap, and sometimes your choice is to either be the corporate tool they expect to talk to, or you can be a human being. And I prefer being a human being. Ask people for things they want to do/don't mind doing as if they're favors to you. As if you'll owe them after this. I think it has to do with, point 1. People like feeling useful. People like feeling like they've helped people, not necessarily because they're nice, but because ability to help implies some sort of power. Point 2. You give them opportunity to be nice. They'll feel more comfortable to converse with you because they did something for you. Like you're technically indebted to them. Like if you're very shy, you might feel like you don't deserve interaction or attention from the person. Complex. When you've done them a favor, you're kind of equal. It's a nice trick to get people to like you. Walking towards someone, look where you want to go, and they'll move away. But more likely they will move to their right. Asking someone to do me some small trivial favor before asking them for a major favor. Apparently this trick also makes people like you more or feel protective of you. Asking someone to pick up your eraser from the floor if you go to school. They will feel like they are invested in you now or something, I don't know exactly. People like to feel useful, needed, included. Humanity is a very small evolutionary step away from border collies, so give someone a task, a job, a responsibility, and make them feel important for doing it, and they'll go wild. Stuff like passing off work to other people, asking senior managers, who you've barely met, for references and job introductions, asking for support with things. Just say you're an intelligent, responsible person who I respect. I am also an intelligent, responsible person trying to accomplish XYZ. I need you to do A, B, and C to make it happen. 90% of the time they'll say yes without thinking, and the other 10% are dicks. Thanks. Can you give me $1,000? A little trick I learned from the mental game side of tennis. If you ever are in a competition, sport or other, that requires a lot of skill and your opponent is beating the hell out of you, ask them, "Man, you are playing great today. Come on. Tell me. How are you doing that?" If your opponent is playing great, they're probably in the zone, meaning muscle memory is taking over, and they are not thinking about their performance at all. At that time, it's automatic. Asking them, "How are you doing that?" forces them out of the zone by having them actively think about what they are doing and in the process, screwing up their great performance. Works like a charm. Can't imagine this hasn't been mentioned, or maybe I just didn't see, but the thing I love most is mirroring people. Whenever someone says something to you, take the last few words and just say them in a questioning tone. Example, Person 1, "Oh, I was with Emily today." Person 2, "You were with Emily?" This effing thing is like a magic trick. Whenever you do it, people elaborate on what they were talking about more, and you can keep doing it over and over again like a broken record, and most people still won't notice. There have been times where I teach someone to mirror, and they turn around, mirror me, and I don't notice. It's so goddamn easy and works like a charm. It makes people think of you as a good listener, as you're literally saying what they said back to them, and they also get to keep talking about whatever it is they want to say. You also get to know more about the situation without coming off as creepy or too curious. "Hey honey, are you with the baby?" "The baby? Babe, what the F?" I like to do nice things for people, so they do nice things for me. You absolute psychopath. Could you imagine what would happen if everyone just went around doing nice stuff for each other? Chaos in the streets, man. When playing rock, paper, scissors, I ask the person, "What color is your shirt?" After they give you an answer, they'll most likely play scissors. What kind of deep lore are you reading this from? Me saving this post and studying the hell out of it. Paying close attention to the order of words allows you to get a difficult message across more constructively, summarized as nothing before the but matters. I don't know the psychology behind it. Something about not trying to get the last word? For example, which apology would you rather receive? "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have lost my temper with you. But you did irritate me." You did irritate me, but I shouldn't have lost my temper with you, and I'm sorry. Defenselessness, a la the 7 spiritual laws of success. Basically, don't try to defend your position when someone criticizes / gets mad / disagrees with you. Just shrug your shoulders and go on with your life. There was a girl at work I had a crush on, so every time we talked I would give her some of her favorite candies, did it for weeks, until she would seek me out and make excuses to come see me before leaving for the day. You Pavlov the girl you liked. Pavlov had very attractive hair. From all that conditioning. Ding ding ding. Which is how you got fired from the daycare. For my retail / customer service workers. If you encounter a grumpy, rude customer at work, clarify that you appreciate their patience and understanding. Even if they aren't being patient and understanding. Karens, male or female, are sort of like children. Instill a specific headspace without their knowledge, and soon enough, they'll actually start exhibiting that behavior. It's kind of like implanting false memories. They think to themselves, "You're right. I am super patient and understanding." Even though that might not have been the case. Whenever I can, I give people choices rather than tell them what to do. People feel more in control, when really I'll be fine either way. Some examples: would you rather wash the car or clean the bathroom? Or you can give your presentation now, or after lunch. You can continue talking to them out of anger and keep getting the same result, or you can use this skill we worked on and have better communication. Edited. Spelling. I tell people that I fancy that I like them directly. They get quite confused and I don't waste time with figuring the answer by myself. Just don't be nervous, they are people as well. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.